Imagine building your dream from the ground up. You pour in everything, your money, your time, your sweat, your tears. But then, one day, the people you love the most betray you, taking away what you've built with your blood and soul. What do? I'll tell you what I did. I built a bigger empire and watched their dreams crumble. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, hit that like button, subscribe, and brace yourself for one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. Around a decade ago, I, 33 male, founded a small tech startup. It was nothing special at first, just a few ideas, a bunch of late nights, and a lot of determination. But over time, I watched it grow. My vision, my passion, everything I had worked for started to take shape. My company was finally successful. I had done it, and I was proud of what I had built from scratch. But that's where the story takes a turn. Enter my sister, Sarah, 29 female. Now, growing up, Sarah was always the golden child. Everything she did was praised, everything she touched turned to gold. She had that natural charm, that irresistible confidence that won people over. And my parents, well, they loved her more than anything. They could do no wrong in her eyes, and I could never quite measure up. But I never let that bother me. I was too busy building my company. When Sarah graduated from a prestigious business school, the praise and attention reached new heights. My parents couldn't stop talking about her, telling me how brilliant she was. They even started pushing for her to join my company. They thought her business acumen was just what we needed to take it to the next level. At first, I welcomed her involvement. I figured, why not? We're family. It was nice having her around. She had some great ideas, and I thought maybe she could help us grow even more. But things quickly took a dark turn. Sarah was smart, but she was also sneaky. She began making decisions without consulting me. She'd swoop in, talk to the team behind my back, and before I knew it, she had won them over. The key members of my team, people who had been with me since day one, were suddenly on her side. I started feeling sidelined. My own sister, someone who hadn't been there from the beginning, was calling the shots. I'd spend late nights fixing problems she created, all while my parents sat back and praised her for her innovative leadership. My blood boiled. But I kept my cool. I didn't want to rock the boat. After all, she was family. Then came the night that shattered everything. It was a quiet family dinner, the kind where you think everything's fine. But that night, everything changed. As we sat around the table, my parents announced their plan. They were transitioning leadership of the company to Sarah. They felt she was better suited to lead the company into the future, they said. My stomach dropped. This was my company. My blood, sweat, and tears had built it, and now they wanted to take it from me? They didn't even ask me how I felt. They just assumed it was Sarah's turn. I was stunned. I couldn't even speak at first. The betrayal was so deep it hit me in the chest. I wanted to argue, to fight back, but they were firm. They had already made their minds. They wanted me to step aside and let Sarah take over. I tried to reason with them, but it was like talking to a brick wall. The pain of it all, the fact that my own family, the people I loved and trusted, would betray me like this, was too much. That was the moment I knew I had to act. I couldn't let them do this to me. So I began planning, quietly, methodically. I knew the company inside and out, every contract, every asset, every client. I started making my move without anyone noticing. I created a new entity, a fresh company that would rise from the ashes of the old one. I transferred the most valuable contracts and assets to this new company. I made sure the key clients, the ones who had been loyal to me, followed me. And I didn't forget about the team that had stood by me from day one. I made sure they were on board too. While Sarah and my parents were busy planning their takeover, I sat back and let them believe they were winning. They were clueless, but I knew what was coming. One day, I walked into the office, the weight of the world on my shoulders. I called a meeting, and there, in front of everyone, I made the announcement. I was resigning. And as the words left my mouth, I dropped the bombshell. I had started a new company, and I was taking the best parts of the old one with me. The shock on their faces? It was priceless. My parents were furious. Sarah was livid, but there was nothing they could do. The groundwork had been laid perfectly. The new company took off. It flourished. We had everything: the key clients, the top talent, the best resources. Meanwhile, the old company, it fell apart. Without its core team and key clients, it was just a shadow of what it had been. The betrayal had backfired spectacularly, and I watched it happen. I watched them scramble, trying to salvage what was left, while I built something even bigger. The relief, the satisfaction, it was beyond words. But the best part? The look on my parents' and sisters' faces when they realized what I had done. The realization that they had underestimated me and that I had taken everything they tried to steal from me and made it even better. So what did I learn from all of this? Betrayal hurts, but it also fuels you. Sometimes the best revenge is simply moving forward and showing the world that you're stronger than they ever thought. And in the end, karma always has a way of balancing things out. So if this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments what's the most satisfying revenge story you've ever witnessed. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. You won't want to miss what we have coming next.